Today we're going to talk about pivoting in business and in life, being able to recognize when you need to pivot and being willing to take those next steps. Then we're going to talk about everything that sold over the weekend, get into all the details for the 12 items that sold this past weekend. But before we get into all that, my name is Brian and I'm a reseller. I go to garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace to find things to flip on eBay for a profit. I sell on eBay in the everything category. So I'm selling tools, toys, clothing, kitchen accessories, pots and pans, you name it. If there's profit attached to it, I'm probably trying to sell it on eBay. So welcome to the channel if it's your first time, but if you've been here before, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about pivoting. So I've talked about this a few times, kind of sprinkled it in a few different videos talking about my son going off to college. And so we're dropping him off. We're leaving Thursday afternoon. So this is Monday. This is when I'm publishing the video. We're taking off Thursday afternoon. His move-in day is on Sunday. We'll be back next week. And it's going to be quite an adventure heading up to Colorado to drop him off. And all this leading to, my realizing that there's some pivoting I need to do kind of personally and professionally. And I'm not getting into all the details right now because some of this stuff is kicking off next week. Maybe next week, it might be the following week before I get into all the details exactly. But it's a pretty major change in both aspects, personal and professional. And I don't know how it's going to affect reselling yet, but it's definitely going to affect reselling to some degree. I actually think it could be beneficial, but we're just going to have to see how that goes. But I think it's important whenever you're at kind of a crossroads, there's a major thing happening. There's actions you can take that are really defining, your next steps are really defining long-term outcome. So my son's going to be in school for at least 5 years. He's going to do a 4+1 to get his master's. Then he wants to head off to law school after that. So we're going to have to see how that all plays out over the next few years. But when he's a senior, my youngest son will be going into college. So it's going to be like college, some expense for college for several years to come. And I was looking at that. I'm like, okay, we need to do something a little bit different. What we're doing now is working for us now. But, to some of the goals we have for retirement, for a comfortable lifestyle, we're not like lavish yacht, multi-international vacations a year and that kind of stuff, people. But just to be comfortable, needed to mix things up a little bit. And that's what's happening. But being able to recognize that and take action, it can be so scary sometimes to change what you're doing. It's just, and different people have different personalities. Some people just love to just fly in the face of risk all the time. I'm a little bit that way. It was definitely a risk for me to say, hey, I'm going to make YouTube videos and I'm going to go, try to crank stuff up selling on eBay versus just going back to work for other people 11 months ago, whenever I got let go from my career, essentially. And there was a couple opportunities where I could have had a job within 1 to 2 weeks, would have taken me away from my family quite a bit. But, we had this risk. Do I do this? What is the life going to look like? Had to crunch some numbers and it was like, oh, okay, I think we can make this work. And we have been. But, yeah. But I think being able to recognize, it's been 11 months. It's like, okay, eBay is still going. We want to keep, like my wife and I agreed, we want to keep foot to the pedal on eBay. I love doing YouTube videos. It's funny, producing and even editing videos is one of my favorite parts of the whole reselling thing. It's I really like creating stuff. You know that word creator tends to be a little bit overused, or seems like it, but I really enjoy doing it. So yeah, so that's going to keep happening, but it's like, okay, let's look for something that's supplemental, and that's the thing that's coming. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be really cool, and I can't wait to share all the details with you guys. It's going to be another one of these. It's going to be a YouTube journey as well. It's going to be a fully transparent type channel. It's going to be a second channel. It's going to be interesting. So in any case, I should say a third channel because I don't talk about it really, but I have a fishing channel out there, Be Little Fishing. I haven't put a video up in like 2 or 3 years. No, 3 or 4 years probably now. Gosh, I was doing a lot of fishing challenges with my boys when they were younger and just fishing local ponds when I lived up in Illinois. And that was an absolute blast. I love to fish, love to golf, love to be outdoors. And that fishing channel was just so much fun. That's where I really got to really enjoy found out that I really liked editing videos is during that, because it was a fair amount of editing in those videos. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So this, I guess, will technically be my third channel. I forget about the fishing one because I haven't put something up there in so long. But in any case, so pivoting, big pivot coming, and I'll be sharing all the details about that. But yeah, more to come. Now we can talk about sales for last weekend. It seemed a little bit slow. I only sold 12 items. I say only. I don't want to make that sound like it's a horrible, horrible thing. There are plenty of people who there might be people who sold nothing over the weekend or who sold 1 or 2 items. So I don't want to say only 12, like, I'm down in the dumps about it, because I'm not. I had, up until Friday, I had less than 400 items listed. So I listed a handful of items on Friday, and get it pushing me back over 400. And so at 400 items, selling 1% of inventory per day, which is 4 items per day, 12 items for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, makes total sense. So in just a steady average eBay selling world, 12 items over those 3 days for 400 listings makes sense. I did run a store sale to make sure that happened. Excuse me. And that helped. So I got a few items sold on the store sale. And I crossed a lot of categories this past weekend. So I kicked it off Friday morning. Thursday, I did a total delist, relist, and on all of my items. Friday morning, I kicked off a store sale. So I did 27% off on clothing, hats, shoes, probably belts, accessories, that kind of stuff, ties, that sort of stuff. And then I did a 20% off sale on like tools and a few other categories. So had a couple different discounts running Friday through Sunday night, and it did help. I saw some sales come in as a result of it. So let's get into them in the order that they were sold. The first item that sold has been sitting around forever, and it sold for full price. This was not part of the sale. This is a New Wave dehydrator motorhead that I picked up a long time ago. I've had this in my store for at least a year, or maybe about a year. I've got $5 into it. I picked up a whole unit and took it apart for parts because some of the stuff was not worth selling, some of the parts. So I picked it up at Goodwill, tore it apart, sold the motorhead. So I had $5 in the motorhead, and I sold it for $16.88 plus shipping. And there used to be a lot more value in these if you got them super, super cheap, but I did pay up for this one a little bit. And I used to watch Osborne to Thrift pick up a ton of these, and maybe he still does, out at the DI, Deseret Industries thrift stores out in Utah and Idaho and stuff. But they're not as prevalent out here. I've only seen 2 or maybe 3 ever in thrift stores around here in Oklahoma. And the first time I saw it was this one, and I didn't even comp it. I just grabbed it and bought it. And I was like, man, these don't have as much value as I thought they did. So in any case, it's going out the door. Glad to have it out the door. Sold some more chainsaw parts or accessories. So I sold one of these, I think it was the same model number last week. So I did post a video talking about this last week, the opportunity of buying all these chainsaw accessory pieces. I bought, it was 413 pieces for 60 bucks. So I've got 15 cents per piece in all these things. And yeah, so sold one last week, sold another one, then I've got the next sale is more. So this is an Oregon flat file and depth gauge. This is for sharpening chainsaw chains. Paid 15 cents for this, and I sold it for $9.26 on sale, free shipping. So these are free shipping. And I did that because everybody's selling these on eBay is selling them free shipping, so I just joined in the crowd. The next sale was for the same thing, but the person bought 5 of them. So I really prefer to do it that way. And I do have like multi-quantity discounts set up at, I think it's 10, 15, and 20% is what I have on these. So they bought 5, so they got the discount, and they were on sale. I don't know if it was both or one or the other. Honestly, I don't know, but I didn't do the math. But so I've got 75 cents into these 5, and the sale was for $46.30 plus shipping. That sounds like it was just the store sale, which is probably better than the discount or up to the discount. The highest discount was 20. I don't think it stacks. So the highest discount was 20 and the multi-quantity was 20. So, yep. Got those going out the door. Next item was another tool item. It's this really cool Midwest Tools tack hammer I picked up at an estate sale at a fill-a-basket sale. The head wiggles, which I called out in the description, and I took a picture of the top showing that there is no piece here in the middle to take up that space to tighten up the head. Really cool little tack hammer. I picked up I assigned a cost of 50 cents because it was a fill-a-basket for 10 bucks, and I had a ton of stuff in that basket. Sold that for $8.41 plus shipping. Then there's this fanny pack. Man, I've had forever. I thought it would have sold a little faster. The fanny pack craze now it's more like, you know, Lululemon crossbodies and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if this is actually made in 1990. It says summer 90 on it, but it's just a little like polyester fanny pack. It's in really good shape, but I picked it up for $1 at a garage sale and sold it. This one sold full price, $13.89 plus shipping. I've had that one. I attribute that to the D-list, relist. I've had it for, I don't know, 9-10 months, pretty easy. All right, next one. This was kind of fun. When I was up in Iowa, I went to a thrift store, and you may have noticed these in the background. There's another one right there. It's a different size, that Titleist hat, but these are all the same size. These are Titleist. They have the call-out tag on the back, the Pro V1 on this side, FootJoy on this side, double branded, but so these are all XL/XXL with tags. These sell for about 20 to 25 on eBay. If you go buy it at a pro shop, you're probably going to pay 40 bucks for it. 33 actually at a pro shop. 33 plus tax. They're priced on the tag. They're all brand new with tags at the thrift store for $6.99. So I've got with tax $37.75 into the 5. I sold it as a bundle. I was like, you know, I'm just going to get them out of here instead of waiting to sell them 20 bucks a pop or 25 bucks a pop. I had them at $109.89 with the store sale. I ended up selling them for $81.32 plus shipping. So paid $37.75, sold for $81.32 plus shipping. It's decent profit, not the highest profit margin, but it's a good sale. I'm glad to have that one going out the door. And I wonder, someone just going to keep all those 5 hats for themselves? Are they reselling the hats? Or are they just going to give them to their buddies? I don't know. Next item I've had for quite a while as well, probably about 6 months or so, is this J. Garcia. This is a Duckworm Alarm 10th Anniversary Limited Edition, 393 of 1,000. So it's a cool tie. I thought J. Garcia was the same as Jerry Garcia. It's not. Whenever I saw it, that's why I picked it up. And then I realized that there are Jerry Garcia ties and J. Garcia ties. But anyhow, still a cool tie. I paid $330. I sent an offer out on it, or had it on the store sale. Somebody sent me a counter offer for $5 plus shipping. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll get my money back out of it and have it gone. And then I can reinvest the money. So I took it. $5 plus shipping on that one. Not a great sale, but I'm getting my money back. Next item, I like selling these, is this like vinyl pleather cassette case. This is by BMI. It's got the little warranty tag in it still, but holds 30 cassettes. Picked this up for $2 at, I don't know if it was an estate sale or a garage sale. I think it was a garage sale. And sold it for, nope, this one was estate sale, $2. Sold it for $12.50 plus shipping. Next is this Cuisinart piece. I like buying Cuisinart food processors and taking them apart, the DLC 8s, the DLC 12s, 10s, all that sort of stuff, 6s. So a lot of the parts are interchangeable, but picked up this food processor bowl lid. Doesn't have the pusher thing in it, but just the lid. I've got a cost of $2.77 into this piece, and it is going out the door for $18.42 plus shipping. Next item is cool, maybe if you like tools. It's this angle finder that you can use to find out what angle things are at if you have, it's a magnetic. So you can hold it up against something, but it's magnetic. It's mostly for steel. Picked this up at a garage sale. I bought 3 of them. I did keep one of these for myself. It's a tool I don't have, and I could see it being useful at some point. Paid $4 for it at a garage sale and sold it for $12.66 free shipping. So all the ones I saw that were selling free shipping, the other ones. So I did put it at that, and it got caught on the store sale. I think it was 20%. It was 20% off on that one right there. The person I bought that from, I've sold some of the other stuff I bought at their garage sale. They're couponers. So they had tons of shampoo, toothpaste, laundry detergent, all this stuff. But they also had some tools. They had some stuff from Duluth. I sold a tool belt that I bought there. My wife bought a bunch of stuff personally. They had a bunch of makeup and stuff, but they bought stuff. They were like extreme couponers, and their whole garage was set up kind of like a little retail store. It's kind of cool. And they're really nice people. Next item that sold, number 11, is this vintage Wherever. This is it's got a colander type base, but it's a sieve. And Tim, if you're watching, it's also a chinois, which is used for making sauces. So you can strain sauces through it into a bowl. Just put your bowl underneath. And yeah, pretty cool piece. I picked this up at the Fill-A-Basket sale, at that estate sale. That and some other pieces. So I've got another one of these cones I'm going to sell by itself that was in there. But I assigned a cost to that of $2 because it was in the basket along with a ton of other stuff, and sold it for $24.89 plus shipping. And I sold that one in about 24 hours. The last item, this was a bad buy. I picked this up at a thrift store up in Iowa. It's brand new. It's Aquanet hairspray. I thought it was the vintage one. It's not. So it is the more modern version, but I paid $3.30 for it. Sold it for $9.89 free shipping, which means it's a good chance I'm going to lose money on that. That was a bad buy. They're selling those brand new on eBay, like 3 for $12 or 3 for $13 plus shipping, or they're pretty cheap. So I definitely wasn't paying attention to the way I was comping. The old and new ones look fairly similar, so I just missed that detail. But we'll see how much it's going to cost to get it out of here, see if I get my money back. But I don't think I am on that one. No way. All right, and that's everything that's sold over the weekend. It's all 12 items. So I hope you got maybe something out of that. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down in the comment section below, and I'll make sure and get back to you right away. And until next time, have a great day.